On November 24th, 1989, at 1:50 p.m., which was the day after Thanksgiving, 18-year-old Mandy Stavik, also known as Mandy, left home on the Strand Road out in the Acme Valley to go jogging with the family dog. The dog returned home several hours later, but Mandy did not. Following an exhaustive search, Mandy's body was found in the South Fork of the Nooksack River. The investigation into the kidnapping, rape, and murder of Mandy Stavik has remained a top priority for the Whatcom County Sheriff's Office. Over the course of the last 28 plus years, hundreds of leads emerged and were systematically investigated. Over the past decades, the community was repeatedly asked for assistance in solving this case. Information was received pertaining to literally hundreds of potential suspects and leads that were followed up locally, in other states, and foreign countries, including in Asia. During the course of the investigation, deputies consulted closely with forensic experts, the FBI, and renowned homicide investigators. Among the potential suspects that emerged in recent years was Timothy Forrest Bass, who is now 50 years old, of Everson, Washington. At the time of Mandy's murder, Bass lived on the Strand Road, not far from Mandy's residence. Deputies forwarded DNA samples from Mr. Bass to the Washington State Crime Laboratory, who reported to us that his DNA matched the DNA recovered from Mandy's body in 1989. The laboratory determined that the match probability was 1 in 11 quadrillion. And I'll repeat, 1 in 11 quadrillion. Bass was arrested by the Sheriff's Office detectives on December 12th, yesterday, on suspicion of first-degree murder, first-degree kidnapping, and first-degree rape. At the time of her murder, Mandy was a bright first-year freshman student at Central Washington University. She was very known in eastern portions of Whatcom County. She was an excellent student and an athlete at Mount Baker High School. She had graduated from Mount Baker High School earlier in the year. She would have celebrated her 46th birthday this year. Her brutal murder rocked our community, and she is still remembered by many. We hope that this arrest will help bring closure to Mandy's family and the greater Whatcom County community. I'd like to extend my appreciation to all the members of the Sheriff's Office who have poured their hearts and souls into this case over the past 3 decades. I'd also like to thank the Washington State Patrol Crime Laboratory and the Whatcom County Prosecuting Attorney's Office for their invaluable assistance over the course of this 28-year investigation. The use of DNA in forensic science was relatively new in 1989, and the collection and safe storage over the years made the solving of this horrific crime possible. Anyone with information regarding Timothy Bass that may be helpful to our investigation is urged to contact the Sheriff's Office, and we will put those numbers up on the board in a second. We're going to maintain a tip line for this case, and also we'll have a call center activated this afternoon where anyone has information about Mr. Bass that may be relevant to this matter or generally to the overall crime. We urge you to please call. I just want to give you a brief presentation which will appear on the board. As I said, Mandy left her home on Strand Road to go jogging, and on November 24th and on November 27th, her body was found in the South Fork of the Nooksack River. This is the area that was searched and shows where the body was recovered. That is near the Rothenbuehler Road and the South Fork Park. That is off of Mosquito Lake Road. A little more detail of the river. And this is the general location of Acme, Washington, that runs from Van Zant to Acme on Highway 9. Again, we need to remember Mandy, and we're glad to bring her justice. She grew up in Whatcom County, and again, attended Mount Baker High School, outstanding athlete and honor student, freshman at Central Washington University, and she would have celebrated her 46th birthday this year. And Mandy's family is still alive, still lives in the area, and we, as I said before, we do hope this brings her closure. I do have a request from Mandy's family that you respect her privacy. They do not want to be contacted at their home or by telephone as they absorb this. And we ask you to please observe their request. Thank you, and I'm limited into the questions I will take because I don't want to jeopardize an ongoing investigation or prosecution, but I will take a few questions and answer them if I can.
Sheriff, can I ask you, how did you get the suspect's DNA, and were any new technologies employed recently that led you to him?
There were technologies involved that were not available in 1989, and we're not going to comment at this particular time